Hey guys, I'm FluffyBoy32 with my co-host Will from BBSlingerTV.
Sup, guys?
And Brian from JiggAirsoft.
Sup.
Yeah, so this is episode 3, I believe, of the Airsoft podcast. And before we get started, we need to go ahead and clear up some things about some of the stuff we said in our last podcast. Me, Fluffy, as well as the other person we had on, Airsoft Geek, said a few things about KWA, and we didn't get everything exactly right. So, KWA went ahead and sent us an email telling us, go ahead and let us know more about what we said and kind of clear up a few things. So, as far as the pre-orders on the Chris Vector, there are no actual pre-orders from KWA themselves. The pre-orders are actually coming from the Airsoft GI, Evike, and other stores like that. They're actually the ones that are doing the pre-orders to know how much of a demand there is for the KWA Chris or any product, period. If there's a pre-order, it's actually coming from the whoever the store is. It's not actually coming from KWA. Now, as far as the prototypes go, they're still in design. They're still in the design phase. They're not in full production, etc., etc. So everything you see isn't exactly going to be the way it comes out until there's a final version, and even then, they may switch it up then. Depending on timing, it just all depends. As far as the prototypes, some things will stay, some things will not. It just depends. As far as the FPS, we did say it was at 400 FPS. They told us that that could change because of the prototypes. It just all depends. And also, too, you have to keep in mind that law enforcement agencies around the world are going to be using KWA's products. So the higher FPS, they have to have that to register a hit through all their body armor and everything else. So it may be lower for the U.S. market, just kind of like the LM4s. They made a police and military version and then a civilian version. So that'll be different. As far as the Glock and ATP, this is where we kind of got way off from the actual truth. They told us they were never sued by Glock. They have a lawyer that was monitoring a thing called the trade address, which is basically the copyright on Glock's design, and other companies that file there for trademarks and everything. And Glock obtained the trade address a couple of years ago. Therefore, they pulled the M series off the market to avoid being sued, or just avoid anything in particular, whatever. And then the ACP, on the other hand, has never been an issue with Glock. They've never had a problem with them. So, just wanted to clear that up. The KWA M series was never pulled because of a lawsuit itself. It was pulled because Glock obtained the actual copyright on their design, so they pulled it before anything got out of hand. So, hopefully that'll clear some things up, because I did get some other messages and stuff from other people saying, hey, is this actually true, etc., etc. So, for now on, we'll try and get our stuff exactly correct. If you want to see our whole entire post that we did that addresses all the stuff that we said in the podcast, we posted that on our Facebook page. Just scroll down a few posts, and you'll probably see this really long post from me. And I addressed all the things that we said in there, more in detail than what I said here. So, now that we got it out of the way, we can go ahead and get on to the actual show. So, who wants to go ahead and get us started? Will, I know you're probably dying to start.
That's what you said last time. And I had
you're
one
always dying.
topic.
You're always dying to start. So, what do you want to start with?
Well, first thing was just going to talk about the release of the version 3 for PolarStar.
Yeah, go ahead and start that. I'm
The
kind of interested.
release came out on, I saw it on a website for the version 3 of the PolarStar. So, currently they just had the version 2, so it's pretty limited just to M4 variants and M16s and SAWs. But now that version 3 is out, they'll be fully immersed into Airsoft. So basically, you'll be able to buy a PolarStar for your AK-47. So Delta 1 can finally get a PolarStar.
Yeah, pretty much anything that's a version 3 or version 2, you can PolarStar now. And there are people that have said, oh, you can't version 2, or you can't PolarStar a M14 or PSG1 or certain types of stuff. There's actually, you'd be surprised. There's actually a guy. He runs some stuff on Facebook. He has his own website. I'm not exactly sure what his name is. I think they nicknamed him like Boogie or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. But I've seen a few things, and he's PolarStarred everything from like an M14 to PSG ones, like just about anything you can get your hands on. He can probably PolarStar it. He actually came out with a design for the M249 that you could actually take a version 2 and he could modify it to fit into an M249 before PolarStar themselves actually came out with an M249 gearbox. So if you want to get something PolarStar, talk to him. He can do some crazy work for you. But as far as the version 3s, I'm actually kind of excited to see what all they did different than the version 2. I know all they did really probably is just switch up the shell design, but it's still going to be interesting to see. And it's probably going to get a little annoying seeing all these kids running around with AKs that are PolarStarred. I mean, that might get a little annoying pretty quick, but you never know. And actually, I think we've done this just about every show. Jig, what are your thoughts on PolarStar?
I honestly like them. Obviously there was a lot of like back when you could tweak the nozzle to go like a higher FPS and stuff like that. Places like I think SC Village, or like places in California, were banning PolarStars, and then the version 2 came out, and they started fixing all the issues. So now it's more accepted. And actually, one of the things I learned about the PolarStars, I was playing at Zulu 24 in New York, pretty close to me. There was a guy with a PolarStar out there, and it sounded like he was shooting really, really hot. Like he must have, like, FPS limit there is 400. Sounded like he was shooting 5. And John from Full Auto Airsoft told me that the thing about PolarStars, it's different. The FPS was 400, but the joules were higher. So what fields might start doing in the future is like having the gun limitations based off of joules. So the joules is just the power behind it, like pretty much how much it hurts when you get hit. So that's the big thing with PolarStars now, because they'll shoot the right FPS, but it's the joules that are boosted. Because with regular AEGs, it still has a spring, so it's actually pushing the BB. So it takes a while for the spring to actually push the BB out. But with PolarStars, as we know, it's just air powered, so it's just there's like no hesitation between the air and the actual ending. So.
Yeah, I mean, and that's actually the first time I actually heard of that, and now that you actually say that, it kind of does make sense that they would start going over to a joule, because I know that's the way they do over, isn't Japan, a lot of their stuff's measured by joules. Everything's done by, like, it's like a 1 joule rating, and other than that, then it's illegal. But that's the first time I actually heard of that. Now that you say it, it does actually make sense.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do an Airsoft Science video about it with John, because a lot of people actually don't know about that, and people are always complaining on the indoor fields that, oh, your gun's shooting too hot, you, like, get him out of here, Yeah. And then they prove them wrong at the chrono station, but then if you look over to the right at the joules number, that's what's high.
Yeah, it's like through the roof. And I know that's, I don't think that's a problem in, like, paintball, per se, but and you also have to think, because and I know there's the debate which one hurts more, airsoft or paintball, and when you think about it, the paintball will hurt a little more because it's a bigger object.
Well, yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, you're shooting, I think it's a .68 caliber paintball, and like when you're getting hit by that, there's more force being exerted onto your body compared to like maybe a small little 6mm BB. It's just gonna hit you and you're gonna feel it. But the paintball, it also too, it does have a little more area to spread out on, so it may not hurt as much. But yeah, I can understand what you're saying though on the joules, and it does make sense that they're doing that.
Well, yeah, a lot of people, again, they don't even know what joules like means on the side. Like, they'll just think of it as a number. They don't actually like look at the science between that stuff. Like, a lot of people are just focused on the FPS, and that's like the main problem.
Yeah, because I mean, like, and there's the whole thing. Like, is there really a difference between 400 FPS and 350 FPS? Well, Yes and no. It depends on the gun, because there's some guns that will shoot more efficient and they'll have a higher Joule rating. So, like you're saying, and then with the PolarStar, if I was shooting 350 FPS, then yeah, it's probably going to feel like 400, 450, 425, somewhere around there. It's not going to feel like 350 FPS, because it's got, it also too, you have to think about, it's not just like a spring hitting some, and then shooting some air through like the gearbox, and then shooting it out the barrel. You're having air going all the way down the barrel behind it, and then following it until it gets to the end of the barrel, and then probably a little further than that. So you're going to have a higher Joule rating. So, yeah, now that I've never even thought of that until now, and that actually does make sense.
Yeah, we'll have a more in-detail thing when we make that video. A lot of people don't know about it, so.
Yeah, so go check JiggAirsoft out on his channel, and he will totally show you how to do science with Airsoft.
Yep.
You can do that as a science project for school.
I wish.
Yeah, that'd actually be kind of cool. Okay, so as far as the version 3 is coming out, that will probably be pretty cool. And the only thing I'm wondering is, I know the screws, when I'm thinking about this, the version 2, the way the screws go into the PolarStar, it's like a regular gearbox. There's actually screw holes in the PolarStar, and you screw your pistol grip onto it. I'm wondering if they'll do the same thing for the version 3, or they'll do it a little different. Because the version 3s, I don't think the grip stays on. I'm not exactly sure on that. I haven't played around with the AK enough.
And if anyone's wondering, the price point, the estimate is just the same as the version 2.
Yeah, so what is it?
USD.
500? Yeah, 500, and then you can probably expect that to be a lot cheaper if you can pick up coupon codes and stuff.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I know you can get, like, from Evike, you can pick up the PolarStar version 2s for what? I picked mine up for $365 with a 20% off coupon.
Oh, yeah, and Airsoft GI, 20% discount. That's $100 off.
Yeah, 20% discount, and that's with free shipping, because they used to do it to where you wouldn't get free shipping with a 20%. Now they have a code that's with free shipping, so it's actually pretty... You can get them pretty cheap.
$400 free shipping.
Yeah, see, like, I would have never even thought of going and getting a PolarStar until I had a gas blowback rifle, and then I was going to have to upgrade the internals and everything. That's when it became very cost-effective, and also, too, you can get them for cheap compared to $500. You can get them for, like, $365 shipped, so it's not bad. I know one thing I really wanted to hit on as far as a topic. What are your thoughts on the 18 and under rule as far as face mask and full sealed masks?
Well, all the fields I go to, they have that rule, just because of the whole like parental issue, and obviously you have to sign the waivers and stuff, and that kind of avoids the field from being sued from anything. But I do believe in that rule. Maybe just the legal aspect, I guess. I believe in that rule because if you're a minor and you get your teeth knocked out or your eye explodes from a BB, it's just not gonna look good on the field's part or
Airsoft
your part for that matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're over 18 and you have that waiver in, and I mean, honestly, do what you want, but it's got to be like full seal goggle or something. Like you can't.
Yeah.
I don't like those glasses things. Like if you're looking at like the older Scat the Doggy things.
Yeah.
You'll see some of the people with those like yellow tinted safety glasses.
Even the new ones.
Yeah.
Well, I like the ones that just came out, like the boogie regulators.
Oh yeah, the ones with the
those.
holes.
Yeah, they're completely full sealed, and then they just have these tiny little holes in the top of them for breathing. And those, I wouldn't mind that being on. If I were the owner of a field, I would not mind those being on. But as far as like, I mean, I know like I have a pair of ESS CDI Maxes, and those are like full. They're not full seal. But if you put those things on and you have them pretty close to your face, like if you put them completely on and they're not just hanging around, those are pretty, I wouldn't say they're full seal because you could probably get a BB in there somehow, but you'd really have to do some tricky stuff. And I understand, like, if you're playing in, like, a woodland environment and you're doing really long-range engagement distances...
Yeah, exactly.
I can understand not having to have a full seal thing, but if you have your field set up to where you're going from long engagement distances to CQB to really close quarters where it's basically a pistol and a knife running around a corner, I would definitely, if I was the field owner, I would definitely say you have to have full seal goggles no matter what. Unless you're just doing a long engagement distance type game, then I would probably allow them. But as far as like the 18 and under rule, I kind of understand that, but in a sense, sometimes it kind of gets out of hand to where it's really stupid. There's some fields that won't even allow you, like, if you have to wear like a paintball mask. You're not allowed to wear like the lower mesh face mask with a full seal like ESS or Revision goggles. They won't even allow you to do that, which I don't understand that, because realistically that is just as safe to me. I don't see a BB going through those mesh face masks anytime soon, and if they do, then I would probably be really surprised. But as far as like the paintball stuff, I mean, I understand, like, I know there's a lot of fields in like SoCal, and they do CQB fields a lot, and I know that they've got their rules down probably to where everyone's happy and everybody works together on those rules. And I've watched videos of people playing in SoCal. They'll either run the goggles with a lower face mask, but there are some fields that require just a straight paintball mask, which, when you think about it, like, if you're running a save face or something, you're gonna be really protected. I just know I don't want to see like kids coming back and like they're missing teeth and all this other stuff. Yeah. It would just make Airsoft look really bad. I mean, I know there's incidents in paintball where someone will lift their mask up and like you'll get shot and you'll have like orange teeth or whatever. And in those instances, it's actually kind of funny. But when it comes to Airsoft, we don't have paint to explode in our mouth. We have a projectile that will actually do damage. Yeah. So it's not something, I don't know. I mean, there are some fields I know that take it way too seriously and go overboard to where like they're saying you have to wear a paintball mask and like all this stuff. But sometimes it just doesn't make sense.
I think for outdoor play, having a full face mask is really it's terrible, because whenever it's 100 degrees outside, you're running around with a full face mask. It's not going to be very much fun.
It gets really cumbersome.
Yeah, and I think full seal goggles for outdoor, but paintball masks for indoor CQB makes sense just because your engagement distances are going to be like 20, 30, 50 feet. So it does make sense a little bit more for indoor CQB.
Yeah. That's when, I mean, I know there's different paintball masks like on the market and stuff that like all say that they're like they don't fog or anything, and hopefully I'll be able to do a test on that because I have 2 paintball masks that I'll probably do a test on soon. But it's just until I see that there is a paintball mask that is like entirely fog proof, and I know there's some out there, it's gonna be hard to do. I mean, I don't know. It just kind of all depends on what the person's doing and everything else.
I think for 18 under, if you're playing outdoor, if you're going to enforce a rule like that, it should be required of at least full seal goggles and a lower face mask.
Yeah, like I'm starting to really like the lower face mask.
It's the lower face mask.
Yeah.
To protect.
Like, when the lower face masks first came out, they looked really stupid, but now they're really starting to pick up, and they actually kind of...
Yeah.
They've done so many revisions to the design, it looks really, really good now. It doesn't look as stupid as it was. I mean, we literally looked like a bunch of Iron Man walking around, and now we don't look as weird. We actually look like an actual sophisticated group of people.
Yeah.
So, I know Jig came on the show because he really wanted to tell us a lot about stuff that's been going on with him. For people that don't know Jig, he was involved in the Hurricane Sandy incident, and it did hit him pretty hard. If you want to go ahead and explain all that and tell us more.
Well, yeah. Well, Hurricane Sandy just messed everything up. I mean, where I don't even know where to start. All right, I guess I'll start with the day before the storm. The day before the storm, I said to my dad that I want to go to the beach house. My beach house is at Normandy Beach. It's in between Seaside, where the Jersey Shore is filmed, and Point Pleasant. So it's on that island. It's about 4 miles away from Seaside. I said to my dad, I want to go down the shore to put plywood on the windows, make sure everything's locked down, just make sure everything's okay, and we'll just ride out the storm there or something. And my dad's like, oh, don't worry about it, we'll be fine. So the next day, the storm starts coming in around 4. It starts getting a little windy, just a little bit of drizzle. And then the sun goes down, and it starts getting really bad outside. I mean, trees going down everywhere by my house in North Jersey. A lot of flooding by Hackensack, New Jersey. And the next morning, we look on the news, and we see my neighborhood down the shore. It was... Words can't even describe how, honestly, how bad it was. It was, as if the beach was just pushed onto the island all the way to the bay. Like, the ocean crossed over the island and reached all the way over to the bay, and all the houses in between were just crushed. My street, personally, was one of the worst affected streets on the Jersey Shore because my street runs perpendicular to the beach, and you can look it up on Google Maps or something. Look up Jeanette Drive, Normandy Beach, New Jersey. It runs perpendicular to the ocean, so the person on the beachfront at the end of our street lowered his dune a couple months before the storm hit because he wanted to build his own deck, and it was illegal. He wasn't allowed to do that. And then Sandy hit, and the storm surge started early, around 6, I think, because a couple of my neighbors were down there, and he told us about it. And the water started funneling down our street, and it took a 3-floor house from the corner of the street, and it just played bumper cars and knocked over every single house. I posted a bunch of pictures on Brian and the JiggAirsoft Facebook pages. You can check them out there. It's just really, really crazy. I also put a video up of how you can help to donate, just anyone around the world, how they can help to donate. And it's just really crazy stuff. I know that there was a NJ Cares, or I think, or New York City Cares or something like that. The guys from New York City Airsoft, they set up a bunch of games throughout a lot of fields in New Jersey, and all the proceeds went to help rebuilding all the communities that were just really messed up. My street actually was on the Discovery Channel. On the Curiosity series. It's I think it's called Curiosity Megastorm. You guys could watch that, and when they talk about the Jersey Shore, there's what do you call it? They're interviewing people on my street, and they're showing one of the guys that lives in the area. I mean, houses were burned down because of the natural gas lines that were just leaking. There's one of my good friend's houses. They're calling it the sinking house because it looked fine, but then 2 weeks later, it was halfway underground into the sand. I mean, it's just really, really crazy stuff out there. So.
Yeah, and for anyone that wants to donate any money or anything, we'll try and get a link down in the description, and you can just click that, and it'll have all the information on how to donate. But I will say, out of the whole storm, there was good sign, kind of, in it all. Jig put up a flag. Was it at Zulu?
Yeah.
Yeah, he put up a flag at Zulu, and I think it was a friend of yours like posted on your Facebook and just like just joking. He was like, if that thing is still there, I will be amazed. And like, and you actually went back to Zulu after the storm.
If that flag is still standing there, I will eat my hat. And then Andrew Dina, the guy, the owner's son, he sent that picture to me on my Facebook, and it was still flying high. And it was really cool to see that because it's just that little bit of hope we all need.
Yeah, now there's some guy that's constipated because of his hat. So yeah, there was a little bad that came out of that. But one funny thing though that happened though was Jig posted like on Facebook at one point, and I was just like sitting here at my computer. And he's like, so I was watching the news, and he said, I watched my boat go down the interstate, and I was just laughing so hard, because I was just imagining him, like, watching it going, hey, is that our boat? And then all of a sudden, it's like, wait, that's our boat! It's like, Dad, it's going down the interstate, it's like on ABC News.
I was watching NBC News, because I was just trying to find anything going on down the shore, and then I look at it, and I see a really familiar boat floating down Highway 35, and I look a little closer, and I go over to my dad. I'm like, hey, Dad, what's the registration number? And then he tells me it, and I'm like, yeah, take a look at the TV. That's my boat. Just, yeah.
Yeah, like, at that point, you're, like, in so much shock, but then at the same time, you're just
it was absolutely very funny. Because
I mean, you're like, in complete shock, but at the same time, you're like, that is hilarious. It's like...
We found it 7 blocks away. And it's in alright condition. I gotta fix like the motor and stuff, but besides that, we'll be fine.
That was really funny though. Like everyone was posting all these pictures and stuff with the shore, and then all of a sudden I like see this status like my boat's floating down the highway. I'm like, what the heck? But yeah, that was pretty funny out of the whole thing. But also too, you wanted to go ahead and touch on some stuff with Zulu that you're involved in.
Not Zulu, Full Auto Airsoft.
Yeah, Full Auto Airsoft. Sorry about
that. Well, I went in, not too long ago, about maybe 2 months ago, maybe a month ago. And John from Full Auto Airsoft, the owner, he said, hey, do you want to, we have this back room, we don't really do much in it, and besides holding, like, all the stock items and stuff back there, we have a space for you if you want, to build your own studio here and use anything in the store to review, or you could film doing reviews, you could do your own unboxings, you could use this for whatever you want. So I mean, this is all you right now if you just want to do this. So I took that offer up, went to Lowe's, bought some lighting, got a table. We're getting a banner to put up in the background. I mean, I've done 2 videos so far. It was the Full Auto Airsoft Black Friday commercial thing, and the Hurricane Sandy donation thing. But I'm going back this week, and I owe a bunch of people a bunch of videos. Like the guys from Lights Out Airsoft, they sent me like a mini care package of their decals. So I said I was going to do a video for them, but then Hurricane Sandy came around and messed everything up. So I'll finally get to that this week. I'll also, what else do I have to do? I just have to do a bunch of videos, and I'll get that done all this week. I still have to edit the Red October stuff, and a lot on my plate, but I'm going to get it done this week.
Which, speaking of the Red October, do you want to go ahead and kind of elaborate on that, the whole operation that you did?
Yeah, Red October, the idea came to mind the first time I went to Zulu back in June, I think it was, because Lifeline Tactical had sponsored an event that day, and I wanted to do it. I'm like, you know what? I have an idea. I'll think of some gameplay we could do. And I talked to Phil, the owner there, and I said, listen, I'll get back to you on something later, but I have an event sometime in a few months, and we could just have like a barbecue. We could just play airsoft and have giveaways and stuff. So we'll just see how it goes, and I'll let you know. So a couple months went by. I thought of some ideas. We called it Red October after the Bolshevik Revolution. We modeled it after that, as if like what would happen if America got involved. It was like if they won during the event, if the American side won during the event, communism would not have been spread. Stuff like that. So, Lifeline Tactical too. A month before Red October, they talked to me and said, "Hey, listen, Valken wants to donate a G&G M14 EBR, and we'll donate a couple small things that you could just give away, and we'll have raffles." So, it was a lot of fun that day. It was really cold in the morning, but it warmed up during the daytime. A lot of giveaways. We had the barbecues. Kenny, or aka Papa G, his dad came and he cooked, and also Mikey's mom came and cooked. So we had our radio going too. We were listening to the Jets game, and we listened to music. It was just barbecue, the radio, the airsoft, and giveaways. It was just an awesome day. So yeah.
Yeah, and if you want to see any of those pictures, we will have links to JiggAirsoft's, to Brian's complete channel, Facebook page, and all the other stuff. So I believe the Red October pictures are on your Facebook page, or are they on your Facebook? Okay.
They're on the JiggAirsoft page.
Okay, so they are on the page. So yeah, you can go check that out and see all the pictures. And I think the kid that actually won the M14 is probably the same. Is probably as tall as the M14 standing up.
Yeah, it was a little kid. He must have been like 5 foot. It was really cool that he won it though, because he was I don't know, he was a kid. He had a smile ear to ear, and then we joked around. We told him to stand the gun up on his butt end, and he stood up next to it, and he was about an inch taller than the actual M14. It was pretty funny. That picture is also on the page.
Yeah, he'll be pretty front heavy if he even tries to sight that thing in. He'll be just like leaning, and as soon as he takes like anything to the back, he'll go like muzzle forward into the grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is that pretty much all you have, or do you have anything else you want to hit on?
Well, I guess I could talk about a little bit of my non-airsoft life, I guess. I mean,
yeah.
Lacrosse. I play lacrosse. I'm the varsity goalie and captain.
Yeah, he's a complete show off as far as that
goes. I am a fisherman too. My dad used to be a pro fisherman until the kids were born. Of course, we ruined everything. So I'm big on fishing.
It's always that way.
Used to be big on baseball, but then I didn't make that team in high school, so I started lacrosse, and then I like to call that the most successful failure of my life, because it brought me to the lacrosse world, which was incredible. We have the winter season coming up, and
yeah, because I remember you posting something on your Facebook. You said, "You got to be kidding me! We're having a tournament tomorrow," and like, what was it, below 30 degrees or something?
Oh my god, it was like 14 degrees, and like, yeah, if you wear a sweatshirt underneath your pads and stuff, it just restricts your movement so much, especially since I'm a goalie. So I had to do short sleeves, and then I wore sweatpants, but even that kind of restricted my movement.
Yeah, like the only things you can, because I've done some winter sports, like we've done soccer in like the fall, and that'll run into winter, and we've done everything from like the Under Armour stuff that's for like the winter, that's like really, it's like made out of like a cod material. That's the only stuff I've found to even keep me warm, and even then, you're still freezing cold at that point. Mm-hmm. All it's doing really is just keeping you alive. Everything pretty much goes numb after about an hour, and then you just gotta keep running. But you want to tell us anything else?
The crazy NC man thing back in June. Yeah, it was the week I was out of school. I was finally done with school because summer finally started, and that Saturday I went to Godfather Airsoft, and crazy NC man was there. It was Godfather Airsoft Elite Force Airsoft Wars or something like that, and I contacted him beforehand and said, "Listen, I want to do an interview with you." So as soon as I pull up, I was one of the first ones to get there. I was also with another teammate of mine. We walk up and we see Frank just standing at the entrance, and I don't know. I was all ear to ear. I was like, "No way is he actually here?" So I got to meet him real quick. I mean, we obviously knew each other because last year I won one of the giveaways from him. So we were in contact a lot before that. So he knew who I was. I know who he was, obviously. And it was a lot of fun to just hang out with the Crazy NC man. I mean, he fixed my gun. When he interviewed me on his channel, I talked about how my G&G gun, the motor failed on me, and G&G went and sent me a message saying, "Listen, we'll send you a motor for free because we heard about what happened from Frank. So just give us your address and stuff, and we'll send one over." So that was really, really cool. And Crazy NC Man also thought I looked like Justin Bieber that day. So
yeah, so he went and put. I made him an outro a while back, and so he went and put "Baby" as the background song to his outro. So that was pretty funny. A lot of people, you got actually a lot of comments on that video going, "Hey, what's up with the Justin Bieber song?" And it's like. And he was like, well, he called me. He thinks I look like Justin Bieber, but yeah, as far as like the G&G motor thing, like Frank can make things happen. Like he posted that video a while back saying that they need to fix stuff, and like within like a few months, they had them back out on production with brand new motors and everything. They had fixed all the problems.
That video that he made about G&G, that was at Godfather Airsoft. I was on the other side of that big green thing in the background. That's one of those shipping container things. I was on the other side of it. So it's pretty funny seeing that. He posted that video like 4 months after he actually made it, so that's pretty funny. Because all that stuff got done because he did like what he told G&G in the past. He sent that to them, and then he took a video of him in his studio in North Carolina, and he combined it to make the one video. So it took like 4 months for G&G to actually get going, and they finally took care of it. So it was really cool to see that progress, man.
Yeah, so now if you want to get a G&G Comet machine, make sure you get the newest ones and not unless you like playing in winter, then you could probably use a good hand warmer, and that would do pretty good for you. There's one thing, me and Airsoft Geek, I think it was Airsoft Geek, or one of our past guests, I was talking to him about this, but what's the most, like, annoying thing, like, I know a few of you have, like, both of you have pets, I think, like dogs and cats.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah. Okay, Will doesn't, so
I have siblings.
Okay, yeah, he has siblings. But, like what's the most, like, funny or annoying thing, like, your pets have done? Because, like, I got some pretty interesting...
You ever see that commercial, the one where the dog rubs his butt on the carpet and the mom goes like, "Toby"?
Yeah.
My dog does that all the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, that means they have heartworms, so you might want to get that checked out.
Great.
It's like, because our dog did that at one point, and like it was the funniest. It either means they have like heartworms or it's like something. I forget what it is.
I'm pretty sure she just had an itchy ass. But
yeah, but like we had that happen. Our dog did that, and the thing is, like our dog's like really skinny. That is just the way the breed is. It's like a miniature pinscher. So like it started like dragging its butt on the carpet, and I was laughing so hard, like I could not stop laughing, and like. That was the first time I ever seen a dog do it, because we've had dogs in the past, but they never done it, and then that one dog did it, and I just could not stop laughing. And, but there was one story I want to say, my cat, I don't know what it is, but cats get really weird with age, I don't know why, but our cat's, like, all of a sudden acting like a kid, and he's, like, getting into things, tearing things up, and, like, just, he's just a complete mess. I think he's worse now than he was when he was a kid. And the thing is, he's like freaking huge. He's part Mancoon, so he's like the size of an actual raccoon. He's a pretty big cat. But he learned how to get on top of the refrigerator, and that's where we keep all the dog treats, the catnip, and all the stuff. And he got into the catnip, like ripped the bag open, and we came back from like, I think we were grocery shopping or something, and we came back and we like walked in the door, and there's just catnip everywhere. I mean, it is everywhere, all over the top of the refrigerator. There's the bag laying on the floor, and then right in like where all the catnip had fallen onto the floor, my cat is sitting there rolling around high as a kite. Like, he literally was so high, like, literally, basically the way it works is, like, catnip is, like, just, like, weed for cats. So, this cat is just high as a kite, like, rolling in this stuff. He does not realize we're even there. And, yeah, and he got a hold of pretty much so much catnip, he was just out of it for, like, the next 4 or 5 hours. I mean, it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen out of a cat. But, yeah, I mean... Oh, I don't know if we'll get a cat after that, because it was really... I mean, it was like a $20 bag of catnip, and he just destroyed it.
See, the only pet I remember is a bunny that we had, because we had a dog before we moved to Oklahoma, but I was only in West Virginia for 2 years before we moved here. And our bunny, one night, we just wake up in the morning, we go out there, and the bunny cage that we have is totally destroyed. Like, the bottom had been popped out of it. And Freddy was gone.
Your parents gave you the talk that the bunny ran away.
Yeah.
You're like, he ran away. And it's like, no, he didn't. He did not run away, Mom. It's like, he totally died. But, yeah, and as far as, I know, Will, do you want to hit on, like, another topic? Because you've only done one. And I know you want to do more.
I'm reading this article right now, and it has estimated release date for the ICS M1 Grand, and that's January 15th, 2013.
Are those going to be, are those the ones that are going to be, like, spring, or are they gas?
I think they're spring.
You think they're spring? I couldn't, because I know there's a gas one on the market. It's like I think that's a car. Yeah, it's a Car 98.
Yeah.
I don't even remember who makes that. I think it's a D-Boys.
January 15th, that's not very far away.
The only thing is, oh, well, yeah, you said it's a spring. See, like, right now is really just not a good time to release any gas guns, because it's cold.
Well, it's winter, yeah.
It's freaking cold. Like, I'm figuring that out now, because I sold my I traded my GMP Watt because I have a PolarStar, and I need the money to go into the PolarStar.
I didn't even know you were getting the WE Scar. Yeah,
and I got a WE Scar out of the trade. And then, but I'm finding out that it's just really hard to sell gas guns in winter. But, I mean, you can't, like, pretty much your only market if you're selling a gas gun is pretty much California, and SoCal at that. Yeah. If you even try to sell it anywhere else, good luck. And I'm trying to think of anything else we wanted to hit on. I know there was something, because I know me and Geek talked a little bit after the show last time, and we had some pretty funny topics, and I can't even remember them now. Oh, now I think of it. End of the World's about to happen in, let's see again, 2.5 weeks, I think it is, yes. Or about 3 weeks. So yeah, I'm loading up right now. Oh yeah. I don't know if it'll actually happen. See, like, that's the thing. I've survived 2000, the whenever, like, the whole economy was gonna crash in, like, 2000, the world was gonna, like, go to crap. Like, I've survived that much. I think I might be able to survive this. I saw a list,
and there was, like, 8 different things when we were supposed to die between
we're, like, supposed to die.
Between 2000 and now. And it's like, survive this, survive that, survive this.
Yeah, which, I mean, that Harold camping guy, he's like, May 21st, and then he's like, oh, got it wrong. All right, October 21st. Oh,
yeah. He kept on trying it, and now it's like, wasn't that elderly guy or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. He got now they put him in, like, to not a mental hospital. It's like a retirement home or something, and they won't let him release any other public statements. They're like, no, like, you can't talk anymore.
Nursing home in air quotes.
Yeah, nursing home air quotes. It's like, yeah, right. But yeah, and like he did that. But I know at one point I was reading something on Yahoo, and they were talking about how, because like basically the reason why this whole entire rumor came up, or whatever you want to call it, the reason it came up was because when they found the Mayan calendars, this was like the last date, and then the Mayan calendars ended. But what happened was, like, recently, I think it was within this year, I don't even remember when the article came out, and they had found, like, a whole other, like, it's like a tomb, basically, of just calendars going, like, all the way to, like, 25 or something like that. I mean, we're good for a while. Yeah. I'll be dead and gone by then, so bye.
Another thing they were talking about, back in the Mayan calendar, leap year wasn't invented yet. I think it was like Julius Caesar.
So technically, we should already be dead.
Yeah, 2012, according to the Mayans, would have happened like 35 years ago or something like that, or even more. I don't know. I just made the number up, but it was like a long time ago. I think
they're saying it was like 2000, or I may be wrong, but I think they're saying it was like 2004 it was supposed to happen or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the leap year that you're probably right.
Yeah, it's probably like 2004 or something like that. I don't even remember, but I mean, for all we know, it could be anything. But I know one thing: people are making boatloads off of the. Have you seen the real estate shows where they're actually like selling those bunkers?
Yeah,
it's like close to it's like $10,000 a person if you can find cheap bunkers, but then like some of the nicer bunkers are like $1 million a person. I'm like, oh my gosh, and these are like cruise ship sized beds and everything. And I'm just like, yeah, I'll hold out here under my house for a while and just hope for the best.
Or celebrate normally.
Yeah, I mean, like, seriously, I'm trying to remember who it was. Someone sent me a party invitation so I could, like, join them. We were all going to sit on his roof and, like, watch the sun or whatever. We're just like gonna sit on his roof with like lawn chairs or something and like drink like Kool-Aid and stuff and just like hang out like the whole day, and we were like, okay, never mind, didn't happen, and just go home. Cause like the one thing someone did bring up, I was talking to Delta One about this too. Even if it doesn't happen, the thing is, people are gonna be rating stuff like crazy.
Yeah, that was my theory too. One of my theories like 2 years ago. I mean, back when like this whole 2012 thing and like this whole 2012 deal got into our minds because of like the History Channel with all those scary shows. I always thought that people would like spend like their life savings and do what they wanted to do before they die, and then realize that it didn't happen, and now all those people are broke. I mean,
you're gonna have basically.
The economy would be boosted because everyone spent their money, but then when they realize, oh, we don't have any more money.
Yeah, it's like you're watching the news like the next day. It's like, our economy boosted by about 1,000,000%, and our employment rate is now at a good like 75%. I mean, pretty much everybody.
If our employment rate was at 75%, that would be terrible.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's gonna be. You're either gonna have an economic,
because you're gonna have all the people that quit work because
they're gonna be like
they're dying.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to work on like Doomsday, so goodbye.
Do you think they'll do time and a half or like double pay for people who work on Doomsday?
I don't know, because, I mean, did you get paid for... Well, I mean...
I'll have to ask CVS about that.
Yeah, because I know, for those of you that don't know, Jig works at CVS, and they actually made him work during the Hurricane Sandy stuff.
Oh, that was awful. I couldn't believe that.
That was funny. You were posting on Facebook the whole time.
Every single store was closed except for CVS.
It was like every single... You said every single store...
Drive through, like, down wires, and, like, I had to go under... down trees, and it was just so windy and rainy, and seriously, there were still a lot of people that came into CVS that day. Literally, nothing prevents people from coming into that store.
Drugs.
It is so like, I want a quiet day. Like, seriously, I don't think I've ever gone a day where it was like quiet. Like,
yeah, because I know, are you under like the contract where like if you don't come in, you're basically fired or whatever? Or how does that work with you guys?
I don't know. I mean, whenever I can't work, I try to get someone to cover me, and if I don't, I'll just say,
yeah, I can't work.
But
yeah,
all the managers there, except for like two of them, I love. Like, they're like 20 to 25 years old, and they're just awesome. So they love me, and there's just these two managers that are a pain, but they don't have the firing ability, so that's where that comes into play.
Yeah, because I know, like, on the Black Friday stuff, I know, like, it's like if you have to work the Black Friday shift or whatever, then it's like if you don't come in or something, it's like there's some special clause or something that comes into play for Black Friday. It's like if you don't come in, you're basically fired or something like that.
Actually, this past Black Friday, that marked the 1 year anniversary for me working at CVS, because my first day of any job in my life, of course, was Black Friday at CVS. CVS, and it was a nightmare.
Did you do like the night shift, or you stay up like the whole night or whatever?
No, I did like as a minor, CVS only allows you to do 4 hours.
Yeah.
4-hour shift, and I was there from like, I think like, 5 to 9, and that's like death time. That's when people are just like going crazy because they missed the early bird specials or whatever, but they still come in after they get off work, and they just come in, and it's crazy.
Yeah, because I know we were talking to What You're Looking At. We were on a Skype call with him, and he was telling us he had to work the Black Friday shift out at Target, and I was just like, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "Yeah." It was like his shift started at like 8:30, and then he got done at like 7. And he said like he literally went to work at 8:30 at night, and then went home at like 7:30 in the morning or something like that. And then, like, he said he literally just crashed. And he said, I've never slept like that before. He's like, I crashed. And I was just like, jeez. I mean, whoever has to work that, I feel for him. Because I know we were talking to a guy over at, because, like, I buy all my shoes, like, locally, because my shoe size changes all the time. So we went over to Dick's Sporting Goods, and the guy that works there, he's over there almost every time I buy a pair of shoes. And he goes over there, and, he works at Best Buy that's like right across the street. And he said, you know the little packets of like the little sugar crystals or whatever? It's like a gaming type of thing, and they're like Mountain Dew or something, and they're infused with like B vitamins and stuff. You kind of know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Yeah, it's like it's like called like a gaming pouch or something. It's like it has like a ton of B vitamins, so it keeps you up as much as possible. And, like, he was so funny. It was hilarious. He was telling us, he said, yeah, I got to work a shift over here. And then he said, then I'm going home for Thanksgiving, see my parents, and driving all the way back. Like, it was, like, overnight or whatever, or something like that. Gets back, and then he was going to go, like, work at Best Buy. Or it was vice versa. He was going to work at, like, Best Buy and then go to Dick's or something like that. And he had to work the Black Friday, and he said I was strapped with those pouches. He said I just had pouches everywhere on me, and he said I would just take one like every hour and everything. And he said I was tempted just to like put them out in a line, like snort them like Coke or something, just to see what, because like the stuff's white. The stuff's white, so it's like I was just so tempted to do that and like snort it and see like what, and like in front of all these parents. And he said just to see what they would do. I mean, he said he was literally like so hyped up after taking all those. It was crazy. Which, I mean, just for anyone that has to work Black Friday, I am sorry for you. I mean, and I know they put that whole thing together about the workers' union or whatever. They're like all those people from like Walmart that were like threatening to quit on Black Friday.
Yeah, they get trampled. I mean, it's crazy. Black Friday brings out the worst in everyone. Oh,
Black Friday brings out, like, you can have, like, jolly old 70, 80-year-old grandma down the street from you, and she will literally beat you with her cane to get a cell phone at Walmart.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen those videos? It's crazy. I mean, there's people literally beating each other over, like, $20 cell phones, and I'm like, people, calm down. I'm like, gosh.
Or just, they just, like, walk up to a cart that someone has or carrying something and just take it from them.
Yeah, I mean, they will literally take people's carts. And I mean, I'm just sitting here like, I will wait till Monday and just order the crap out of people's online websites. Because I know Amped Airsoft at one point, they were like, nah, I don't think we'll ever have a code that's like, they said 10% would probably be their highest code ever. And then like Black Friday, 15%. And that was like the day I was dead broke. And I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, I don't know what it is. All these big retailers, they always put stuff on special when I'm broke. I don't know why. I should just like, I should like go broke, but actually have like a backup bank account for all this stuff.
Amazon had an amazing Cyber Monday deal. We got our TV like $200 off from Amazon.
Yeah, I know. Like I went over to Sam's Club and they had some like leftover, because like people will buy them for like dirt cheap on Black Friday.
Yeah.
So then they had a few come back that had like problems with them, so then people got their money back and they got like a replacement or something. And they have like a clearance type rack thing. It was like all the ones that had been like fixed or something, and there was like a 32-inch for like $150 or something like that, like out the door. And I was like, gosh, that's a great deal.
Cyber Monday is amazing.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you can get a deal, like I'm always for getting deals, but yeah, I mean, it just kind of depends on what it is. I mean, obviously, if it's American made, I will definitely pay a little extra. But almost everything now is Chinese made, so it's kind of hard to find.
Yeah.
If you find something American made, well, congratulations. It's either really, really, really expensive or
really, really, really crappy.
Well, it's either really, really, really expensive or very rare. I don't think I've ever found something that's American made that's like crappy. I've always found something Chinese made that's been crappy, and there's been some Chinese stuff that's really impressed me. I know there's Japanese stuff that's overly impressed me. I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So, we'll go ahead and do like one last topic, and then I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up, because we're actually about to sit around 1 hour, so people can quit complaining about how long we do these things.
If anyone's still listening after an hour.
Yeah, for the 8 viewers that actually watch this thing, we love you. I'm doing a thumbs up at the camera right now. We love you guys. Thank you. Okay, but someone brought this up on our forum, or my local state. I think it was my local state forum, or someone sent it to me, and it actually brought up something very funny. If you had $1,500 to drop into anything, like guns, personal stuff, like a car, anything, what would you spend it on? You can't go and actually like physically like buy a new car or something, well, I guess you could, but like if you had to like spend it on something, what would you buy it on?
$1,500, as in 1500.
Yes, not yen, not pesos. I'm talking American. I'm talking American cat. I wouldn't mind pounds, because pounds are worth a lot to us. To our American dollar, I wouldn't mind pounds. But
it's like 1.6.
Yeah, but still, that adds up. A $50 T-shirt over there is like, what, 25 over here? No, 75 over here. Gosh, it's expensive. But yeah, so if you have $1,500 to spend on anything, it can be airsoft, personal related, anything, what would you buy it on? Or what would you spend it on?
That's a tough question, actually. Probably, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with him. I'm gonna go for the new computer. Mine is just getting slow with all these videos I upload and stuff. I need a quicker computer.
Mine was slow whenever I bought it.
you're like they like infused this thing with viruses from the day I bought
installing my what's it called, antivirus. Yeah, installing antivirus. Slow upload speed, slow install speed.
Depending on like
it's like nothing on the computer. That's so terrible.
Depending on what antivirus you put on it, it can really slow it down. It just really depends. I mean, I know. I built mine from scratch, and it's been about as fast. I know you have to at some point unload Windows and reload it, because Windows just gets slow over time. And then once you do that, you're like back to factory speed, and it's really fast. So I guess you could give that a try. So you're both saying computers.
Slow.
So you're both saying computers?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Huh. See, now you're kind of you're putting me in a weird spot, because I love building computers, and that's
then you can
$1,500. I could do so. Like, I built an awesome gaming PC for like $1,000. I don't even want to imagine what I could do with like $1,500 plus the parts I already have. That would be amazing.
No, I take back my computer thing. I'm gonna say get a sick camera, and put the rest of it into the studio. That's what I do.
30.
But how are you gonna upload and edit it?
Epic Red.
Well, actually, you can get an Epic for like 10,000. Actually, they're not 30,000.
Something like that. It's close.
Yeah, they're like 10,000. I already looked into one. Trust me, I know. I don't have that much money, but I can dream.
$18K in the hole for you then.
Yeah, it's like I'm just digging myself into a hole of debt at this point. But okay, well yeah, but how are you supposed to edit it though? I guess you could just always. I was like, I'm commenting on like Jig's thing, because he was saying.
I already have Vegas. I mean, I'd probably get whatever. I want to do special effects. Whatever has that. Is that
Adobe?
Adobe After Effects.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, pull Adobe. And the only thing is, if you can get the student version, if you get like the student discount, you can get like the whole thing for like $400, I think, which is an amazing deal for what you're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's like what, $1,200 worth of software for like $400. It's incredible. Go Great, this is putting me in a weird spot. I didn't even think about this. 1,500. Seeing how I pretty much have like my dream setup at this point. Well, not almost dream setup. For Airsoft. I don't know. I'd probably put it into like a car or something. I'd probably add stuff to my car or Jeep because that's what I have. But I'd probably add on to that. Which I'll go ahead and update something. I posted in my last video that I'm gonna be. I don't know if the video will still be up if someone's listening to this like far in the future. But I was talking about posting a. I'm making a new channel, and actually the funny thing is I got a lot of PMs about it. They're like, "Whoa, are you gonna leave? Are you gonna like make a new channel?" And no, I'm not pulling an Airsoft St. Louis. I'm not making a new channel. I know John's probably gonna. I know John's gonna kill me for that, but I'm not
listening.
He probably isn't. But as far as I'm not making a new channel for Airsoft, I'm keeping this one specifically for Airsoft. I'm making a new one for. I bought a Jeep, or I'm buying a Jeep. I'm going to check it out tomorrow, and then hopefully we'll buy it. But I'm buying a Jeep Wrangler. And I wanted to go ahead and like put a channel together so I can like keep a log of like all the different stuff. One, for insurance reasons, instead of having to take pictures and stuff all the time for like insurance reasons, it's just easier like to show like what I'm doing as I go along, and then I can just like say, here's my YouTube channel, give me insurance money if anything ever happens to it. So I'm mainly gonna do that. And I actually got a lot of PMs about that. They're like, hey, whoa, are you leaving and all this stuff? And I'm like, no. And but yeah, I'm just gonna create a new channel, do some like Jeep stuff, but I'll update my channel on that. And as far as stuff on my channel, this channel, I'll probably, hopefully, I've already filmed the next review. It's been in my it's been on my hard drive for like 4 months now. It's been a long time, and I've been doing a lot of stuff, personal stuff, and I haven't had time to do it. And I haven't had time to edit everything. It's not going to be indoors and stuff, so now people can quit nagging me about going outside for once and reviewing something. So it'll be outside, and hopefully it'll be better than some of my old reviews. I don't know if Will wants to do a channel update, because didn't you get a new camera?
Yeah, I have a Canon T2i.
Uh-oh, someone's getting bought. How many batteries did you get with that again?
5.
Gosh. Like, literally, you're going to be able to take so much video, you're not going to have room on your SD card.
I have I think I have a 30 gigabyte memory card.
Yeah, you're going to need like 100 gigs for all that battery.
Yeah, I know.
Gosh. And then, Jig, you got any updates for your channel you want to go ahead and say? And I guess we'll go and wrap it up after that.
About another channel or what?
Your channel. Are you going to be doing, like, you want to do any channel updates? Like, anything specific you're going to be doing soon? So then people can go and subscribe to you and like love you and stuff.
A bunch more studio stuff, like videos in the studio. And I have a broken toe right now. My friend dropped 205 pounds on it. No big deal.
You're like, that's what friends are for.
Yeah,
He's like, let me think.
If it still hurts, I'm gonna go anyway. I gotta get some gameplay going because I just missed the field. It's been too long, but I'll have a lot of gameplay coming up hopefully soon. A lot of studio stuff for now. Bunch of reviews actually. I want to start doing. Also, that Airsoft science thing with the PolarStar in relation to the FPS and the Joules. Going to inform a lot of people with that one.
You have a giveaway coming up, don't you?
Oh, yeah, that's right. The, what do you call it? The KWA, what am I giving away? KWA Mod 2? Yeah, Mod 2, CQR. Or
it's
KWA
the new
CQR
one with a plastic
Mod 2.
body.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, it's the one with a plastic body or whatever.
Yeah, but it's a sick gun. I tested it out. Not the gun I'm giving away, but I tested out a gun at, I think it was like Zulu or something. They had it there. And it was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically just their regular AEG with a polymer body to help people not have to spend as much to get into airsoft.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm giving that away. All you have to do is like, what do you have to do? You have to share the picture on the Facebook page. You have to be a subscriber, and you have to like the picture.
Yeah, it's something like that. And
you have to be in the United States, so.
Yeah, in the United States, because obviously shipping's insane.
I am not spending like $400 to ship someone that gun.
Yeah. But as far as links and stuff, I'll have all links in the description as always. I'll try to get one up for full auto airsoft for you.
Alright, sweet.
And if you'll send over a link to me for the New Jersey relief or whatever.
Oh yeah, I have all those links underneath the Hurricane Sandy video I did.
Okay, well we'll put links in the description so everybody can check that out. And yeah, we went 5 minutes over the 1 hour cap. So yeah, everyone has a right to complain now. So I think that's about it. So I'm Fluffy. That's Will.
Hi. Bye.
Okay. Yeah, bye. And Jig. So that's it for episode 3. Yeah, episode 3 of the Airsoft podcast. Thanks for listening. I actually got it right this time. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next show. And if that conflicts with something, we'll post something on our Facebook, etc., etc. So, see you guys later.
Goodbye.
You guys want to say goodbye?
Bye. Fine. Folk.
Later.